What up, world? I'm Steve, founder and CEO of Crypto Crew University. This is where we keep crypto simple. Today, another exciting video. Why October 22nd could be a big day for Bitcoin and crypto. If you guys are new here, join the movement, hit that subscribe button right now. And everybody, give a big thumbs up on this video. I appreciate you. It's great to see you my last day in Europe. Before we get into the video, quick summary review from Soli K. You guys know, top rated crypto classes in the entire industry. Soli had this to say. Soli was a lot like you. Soli got into crypto over a year ago and sometimes made some good trades with some profits, but most of the time losing trades. And Soli realized he didn't have a strategy. He didn't know when to buy, when to sell, was just kind of winging it. Soli signed up to the classes and changed everything around and has made a quick $3,000 profit, which more than covered the cost of the combo classes. Soli, keep up the good work, keep focusing on that strategy and removing emotion. You guys are going to sign up to this combo class if you've been in crypto around 1 year. This is the one that Soli signed up to. It'll be the first link in the description, and I'll link it right here. Right now, you could save $100 with this top-rated combo class. You're going to sign up to this combo class if you've been in crypto just a few months. It'll be the second link in the description, and I'll link it for you right here as well, and you can save $150 on that combo right now. Today is the day you make that change and get a powerful strategy. Now, let's jump into this video. This is going to be very exciting. I'm going to show you 3 different charts from different points of view, and we can really learn a lot of different lessons from them. And then at the end, we're going to cover some altcoins, which we've never covered here before, and you guys have been begging me to cover these coins. So we're going to do that and give some different perspectives. But first things first, right now, Bitcoin is at $6,585 and everybody is wondering the same thing. When are we going to break out of this pattern that we've been forming? We've been basically having straight line consolidation for an extended period of time, and we've been in this downtrend. When are we just going to flip that switch? When is the bull run coming? When is a big move coming? What is going to happen? So I want to break down why October 22nd. Do I have a crystal ball? No. But I like to base all of my decisions not based on emotion or some random theories. It's all based on mathematics and evidence and data. So that's what we're going to jump into a little more today. What we have in front of us with this formation is called a symmetrical triangle. We talked about it on some previous videos. I think 2 videos ago, which you guys really loved. We talked about what makes a symmetrical triangle. How do you know how to form it? How do you know when it's forming? And what are the watch outs for a symmetrical triangle? We're going to take it a step further today. We talked about with symmetrical triangles how these are relatively neutral, meaning we have these patterns, they could definitely break either way. Historically speaking, they can break either way, meaning this could break to the upside or the downside. However, we talked about how symmetrical triangles, more often than not, the majority of the time, follow the previous trend, previous being this way. Previous trend, clearly downtrend. All right, so these are, technically speaking, a continuation. Which means that we're just going to continue the trend we were recently in. So we can form these in uptrends and we would break to the upside. We can form these symmetrical triangles during downtrends and break to the downside. But let's jump into why October 22nd. If you dig deeper into these triangle formations, there's some evidence, there's some research and data that suggests when these things have the most action. We talked about how they never will have big breaks before the 50%, the first 50% of the move, and they never really have action right at the pinnacle, right at the peak. But where where is the most amount of move on these triangle formations? It's around 80%. Now, what do? We take this here, we look at how many days total it would take to get to this pinnacle, this peak here, and it would be 145 days. So we want to understand, where's that 80% lead us? And this is going to be really fascinating because I'm going to show you from a couple different angles some evidence that we have here. So 145 days, if we take 80% of that move, it brings us to 116 days. So basically, we take a move right from our here to day 116, and mathematically speaking, that's when we historically have seen the most action with these chart setups. That brings us right to October 22nd. Now, I want to dig a little deeper, and talk to you guys about what we see in the charts and what we want to watch out for. It's a little bit deeper than just October 22nd. So if we go to October 22nd, let's prepare ourselves for where we could be. All right, if you're watching this video, let's say next week, and Bitcoin is up at 6,700 or 6,800 or maximum right around 7,000, we can't get too excited about that. And the reason is really simple. What we want to watch out for is literally a break through this, because we've gotten rejected from the tops and the bottoms on multiple occasions. We want to take it one step further. We don't just want to break through the top or a break through the bottom. We need a break with volume. If we have a breakthrough with low volume, that's a fake out. That's a textbook fake out. It's going to lose a lot of people a lot of money. Let's say we break above this and we're up at 7,029. All right, and everybody's, oh my God, we're going to the moon. This is crazy. If that was a break with low volume, it's a fake out, and a lot of people are about to lose a lot of money because we're coming crashing back. All right, so watch the volume when we have a break. I'm going to give you two price ranges to watch. Number one is, if you zoom out here, we've been in a clear downtrend. There's no arguing that. We've clearly made lower highs for the past 10 to 11 months. Lower high here, lower high here, lower highs. We haven't made a higher low yet. I mean, a higher high, sorry. We have yet to make a higher high. We've talked about it many times. So if you wake up next week and Bitcoin is at 7,200, 7,300, we can't get that excited until we change the trend. The only way to change the trend in crypto and Bitcoin is to break above 7,400. That is it. That's the only reason you can be really excited. So don't get too excited until we break that level. On the downside, we can't get too sad. We can't get too anxious. We can't get too emotional unless we break 5,775. So if you wake up next week and, oh my God, we're at 6,000 and the world is ending and we're at 5,900, we're dropping so fast, we can't get too emotional unless we make a new low. It's that simple, guys. So we have a big space here. We're eventually going to break one way. If you watch my videos, I think the evidence is very clear that we're heading down to test these lower ranges here. And I do not believe we're going to break 7,400 based on the evidence that I've given you guys in many videos. So that's where I stand, but just keep a level head about it. We talked about this chart in the last video. This was an incredible learning opportunity for you guys. The feedback was out of this world. And we basically took the entire chart of Bitcoin since early 2012, and we drew 3 important trend lines that really paint a clear picture for the future. Not for tomorrow or next week, literally for years to come. This chart is incredibly powerful. And to all my students, we did a bonus video. There are 2 trend lines on this chart which really paint a clear picture. These three paint a very clear picture, but there's two trend lines that I did a bonus class for my students, and it was mind-boggling. The feedback on that has been out of this world. So we will follow up on this chart, but one thing I want you to keep in mind for that big picture is this bottom trend line. We have yet to break it in all of the history of Bitcoin. It's highly likely that we're going to come and test this line. Until we test this line, we really can't change the trend, in my opinion, just given the sheer amount of history that's in front of us. It's highly likely that we could bounce up and bounce down and go sideways, but until we touch this line, that's when the real action is going to take place. In the short term, we're paying attention to October 22nd, and I'm going to show you another chart for that in just a minute. What I want you guys to remember as well are these charts. To all of my students, you guys have free access to Coinigy. So you guys can access every single chart that I make. This one, golden chart, I saw in the comments a lot of you guys tried to make it and didn't quite know how. But if you're a student, you have every chart that I've ever made. So just keep that in mind. Now, I want to read you guys a quick review, top-rated crypto classes in the industry. This is a brand new review written yesterday from Adele. Adele also was like you guys, where it was just a little confusing. Didn't really know how to make solid gains. Adele then signed up to the classes and really changed everything in 2 days. In 2 days, made back all of the money Adele paid for the classes, and then since that has made double-digit growth since finishing those classes. Adele, keep up the fantastic work. Keep focusing on that strategy, removing emotion, and keep letting those wins flow in. Guys, it's really simple. If you want to turn around your portfolio, if you know that you're just out there guessing when to buy and when to sell, that's not going to get it done. This will get it done. Sign up to this if you've been into crypto around 1 year. It'll be the first link in the description, the combo of intermediate, advanced, and pro. First link in the description, I'll link it for you right here. Save $100 right now with this combo. You're gonna sign up to this combo if you've been in crypto just a few months. It'll be the second link in the description. I'll link it for you right here as well. I look forward to welcoming you in and changing up that strategy. It's time for you to make that big change. Now, let's get to our second chart here. This is the formation we showed in a previous video. This is called a descending triangle. If you want to know the ins and outs of what a descending triangle is, watch our video from a few videos ago and really get to know and become familiar. Simply put, we have our base at the bottom, okay, with our angle pointing down, descending triangle. Descending triangles are a little more distinct in the way that they break. Remember, these symmetrical triangles are a little, they're in the middle, right? They could break either way. They're not really definitive. However, the previous trend tells us more often than not which way it'll break. These are a little more definitive. These descending triangles often break to the downside. All right, we've been forming this for an extended period of time, but why October 22nd? We covered why October 22nd here. We talked about how these formations often see a lot of action around the 80% mark, meaning they don't have a lot of action at the tip, the pinnacle, and they don't have any action the first 50% of the move. A lot of it comes around that 75th percentile, but mainly historically, given the data, the 80% mark. So how do we do it? How do we measure that? We come down here and we measure this to see how many days. 223 days. If you take the 80% mark, it is day 258. Be prepared to be amazed. Remember, these are different chart formations with a lot of different information, different time frames. We're just going to simply go to day 258 and see what happens. So that's day 241. If we zoom out here, day 258. Day 258 is exactly that 80% mark, and it's exactly October 22nd. What does that mean, Steve? Does that mean we should sleep on Bitcoin and not look at it until October 22nd? No. Does it mean that all the move, we're going to go straight line consolidation until exactly October 22nd and all of a sudden like fireworks? No. That simply means that we're taking the data that's in front of us. We're taking the data, the historical data, and we're looking at these formations from a mathematical standpoint, and that's what the data says. They have the most action around the 80% mark. Should you be buying right now? Should you be selling Bitcoin right now? No, there's no signals for either. In fact, if you're buying right now and just hoping that we go up, that's a terrible strategy. If you're selling right now and just hoping we go down, terrible strategy. You guys need a strategy. My students right now with Bitcoin are not buying and we're not selling. We're staying put. All right? There are no signals that dictate either way yet. Remember, when we have a break to the upside, watch the volume. Very important. You don't want to get overly joyed. We could be up at 7,000, 7,100. Oh my God, we're going to the moon. But if it's on small volume, guess what? It's a fake out. We're about to come crashing back. Same on the downside. If you get really scared, oh my God, we broke through this 6,000 key level. We broke through. But if we did it with little volume, it's a fake out. We're about to go back up. So don't panic on the way down. Don't panic on the way up unless you have evidence. Stick to your strategy. If you don't have a strategy, you better get one, because that's the number one thing you can do in crypto. The number two thing is to control your emotion, which that is very difficult to do. So on this downside break, remember, we're keeping an eye on this level right here. 5,764. Okay, if we make a new low, okay, we can be a little concerned. If we make a new high, okay, we can be excited. Until then, control your emotion, guys. Those are the two levels I want you to watch. Those are the two levels to really focus on. Now, let's get to some altcoins. Altcoins that we've never covered here before. I want to give you guys just some different angles because Bitcoin is a little bit boring per se. If you look at the past, I would say month of Bitcoin price action, we're pretty much right at our average. If you guys average out the prices over the past month, I would say it's about 6,500. If you take daily candles and average that out, it's been pretty boring. So what's going on with this market? Is there still room to make money? There is plenty of times to make money in any kind of market, bear or bull. Endless opportunities, as my students know. We're going to show you this chart here. Okay, we're going to look at SC. You guys have been asking me for a long time to look at this. It's the first time we're taking a look at it. First thing we see is, hey, it's been difficult. It's been a bear market. We have broken our market structure, and our market structure was around this price level, and now that's our resistance. Not a good sign to start. What we also see are some big moves. We had our big move back here. We had this spike in action above all of our moving averages, the 50, 100, and 200 day, and we got rejected with our previous support, and resistance became our current resistance right here to the T. Another thing we see is we had a breakdown, okay? After we broke our market structure, you see what happened. We had a huge decline with price action. But there's something very interesting. Even though you had a break of market structure, even though we had a huge decline in price, even though we've been rejected by the 50-day for an extended period of time, there are clear buy and sell signals. Okay, if you guys take the classes, you are well aware. On 8/14, you would have gotten a screaming buy based on my hybrid trading strategy that is customized for the moves for crypto. There's always opportunities to buy. How much would you have made? You would have bought on 8/14 and you would have sold on 10/3. You would have made a quick 81% in 49 days. You would have just sold last week based on the trading strategy in the classes. So in a bear market, with altcoins struggling, with altcoins breaking market structure, with large moves, with big resistance, there are still wins, guys. If you have a strategy, that will change everything for you in crypto. Everything for you. Let me give you one more example. This is a coin that I have gotten asked endless times to cover. I'm not covering these coins because I believe in them or I am being paid to promote them. You guys know I have never accepted a dime. I've refused everybody all the time, every day, asking me to cover these projects for money. I will never accept money, but I just want to show you guys how easy it is to make money in a bear market. Okay, we've got ETN here. Some people right now are probably dancing in their seats, so excited that I'm even looking at this projects. But what we see here is these moves for ETN are pretty similar to that of Ripple. They're very extreme on the downside and very extreme on the upside. It's a momentum play, right? So you can see just on a market structure basis that we've struggled with the 50-day. Okay, we've struggled with the 50 days since February, and we have been consistently rejected by the 50-day since February. It's been a little bit of a struggle, as with most altcoins. However, there are always opportunities to make money, always, if you have a strategy. Most recent rejection was on 7.5. It was pretty extreme, and we saw a little bit of our capitulation candle on 8.23. That was our buy opportunity. Remember, guys, if you have a strategy, it's super easy. My customized hybrid trading strategy is developed for crypto. All right, I customized things into 3 simple steps. It doesn't matter if you're 12 years old or 100 years old, you can follow these 3 steps very easily to make a lot of gains. So you would have had a screaming buy signal on 8.23, and then you would have sold here at this arrow on 9.23. And in just 31 days, you would have made 231%. In a bear market with a downtrend, you would have made 231% in the month. Okay, so guys, there are opportunities around every corner. All right, it doesn't matter if Bitcoin is pretty stagnant. There's opportunities everywhere, no matter the market. So just keep that in mind, but keep a level head for 7,400 or 5,775. Those are the 2 levels we're watching. With a break here, watch the volume and keep a level head this whole way. It's going to be a little bit of a rocky road these next handful of weeks. We'll pay close attention to the 22nd to see if that historical data plays out, and we will give our next update from my new home. I am moving tomorrow with my fiance and dog to a new continent. We're going to South America, and it's going to be beautiful. I can't wait. My next video will be from there in my new office. So say goodbye to this office. Last video here. A little bit sad. We've had a lot of memories here, but hope you guys have a beautiful day. If you haven't done so already, give a big thumbs up on this video. Thank you so much for everybody that always comes on and gives thumbs up. I love you guys. If you haven't done so already, comment on the video. Let me know what you think. Subscribe and focus in on that strategy, guys. Focus in on that strategy. If you know you don't have a strategy, if you know you're just winging it and just kind of guessing and you're losing more times than you're winning, you must make a change. And you've got to do that today. You've got to do that today. So you're going to come to the most powerful classes in the whole industry and sign up to this combo class. If you've been in crypto around 1 year, it'll be the first link in the description, and I'll link it for you right here. Save $100 right now. If you've been in crypto just a few months, you're going to sign up to this combo. It'll be the second link in the description. I'll link it for you right here. Save 150 right now. Today is the day you're going to make that big change and get yourself a powerful strategy. I look forward to welcoming you in. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you from South America. Peace and love to the crypto crew.